Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you how we do my mother's favorite baked kibbeh. First we have to prepare the hashwi, which is the stuffing that goes between the two layers of the kibbeh mixture. So what we need coarse ground lamb or beef you could use. We're gonna have onions, garlic, some scallion as optional, parsley as optional as well. Then we're gonna need pine nuts. And for seasoning, we're gonna use salt, ground leaf fresh pepper, allspice, cinnamon, and of course, we're gonna be needing some nice extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so here I put my oil here. You can use olive oil or vegetable oil, it's up to you. And then I will saute the onions until they're nice, soft, and translucent. Okay? So I saute the onions until they're nice and soft, and then I would add the garlic. Okay? And now my onions is getting nice and soft. Now I add the garlic slices and I saute it and cook it for about 2-3 minutes so the garlic will release its flavor. Okay? Okay, now after my onions and garlic get nice and translucent, so I would remove the onions, put them on the side here. Okay. Okay, so after I remove my onions with the onion garlic oil, I have to saute my lamb or beef, the meat you choose, all right? So the meat you just saute it until you don't see any more meat color, until it turns brownish or grayish. Okay, so as you can see here, almost our meat doesn't show anymore the meat color. We're almost there. Okay. Okay, so as you can see here, our meat is doesn't have any meat color. Then we add now the onions to it and the garlic mixture. Okay, and we mix everything together. This is delicious hashwi stuffing. Wow, it looks delicious already, huh? Okay, so we mix everything together like that. Okay, so to my mixture now, I'm gonna be adding pine nuts, or if you don't have pine nuts, you can use slivered almonds if you like, but we like pine nuts. And be generous, you know. You're gonna eat kibbeh, you better do it right. Okay, so we mix the pine nuts with the mixture. Okay, now we add the seasoning. Here I'm adding the pepper, freshly ground pepper. So the seasoning, it's up to your taste. Okay, so of course after you add the seasoning, all the seasoning, you taste it, and then if you want to add something, you do. Okay, now I'm adding the salt. Okay, here we have allspice. Okay, here I'm adding the cinnamon. All right, so I mixed all the seasoning together. Okay, and now we're gonna taste it to see if it needs any seasoning adjustment. Okay? Here, after I tasted it, everything was fine. So now I add my aromatic, which is the scallion and the finely chopped scallion and parsley. Okay? Okay, so now I mix everything together. Like that. Okay? So now, after we're done with the kibbeh stuffing, now we're gonna make the kibbeh mixture. Okay? Okay, so for the kibbeh layers, we're gonna be needing ground fine meat, either lamb or beef or a mixture. And we're gonna need the burgle, fine burgle. Okay, and we're gonna need some onions, some garlic, and we're gonna need some dried mint if you have it. And we're gonna be seasoning it with fresh ground pepper, allspice, salt, and a little bit of cinnamon. And for optional, you could add some fresh parsley to it as well. I like parsley, so I add it to the mixture. First, we have to wash the burgle with cold water a couple of times until if there is any dust or the burgle shaft will rise to the top, and that's how, as you can see all these things rising to the top here. We don't want that, so we keep cleaning the burgle. Okay, so we'll do this like a couple of times. Okay, so after we wash the burger a couple of times. Now we let it soak in cold water for about 10 minutes or so, and then we squeeze the water out of it. Okay? So after 10 minutes of our burger, as you can see, soaking here, the reason we soak it is we want it to get soft. Okay? So you squeeze it from the water and you just add it to your meat. Okay? So you continue squeezing the burger, as you can see, almost done here. Okay? So after I squeeze all the burger here, so now I mix the burger with the meat. I'm using my hands here. I wash my hands, but in the restaurant we use gloves. So you keep mixing the meat with the burger until everything is combined pretty well. Okay? As you can see, we mixed everything together. So everything, the meat and the burger is well combined, and now we add our spices. Okay, now we're gonna add the spices. This is salt. The spices, this kibbeh likes a little bit more salt than usual, so it will help it stick together. Okay, that's salt. Okay, we got freshly ground pepper if you have it, or just black pepper, as much as you want. Okay, you're gonna add some allspice, not much, just enough. Okay, some cinnamon. Of course, we're gonna be posting the recipe for you on our Facebook page. You just follow the recipe, no problem. Okay. Here we have, I have some Middle Eastern Lebanese dried mint that I grow in my garden. So if you have it, fine. You can find this at the Lebanese Middle Eastern store if you like. Or you could use any herbs you like basil or oregano, whatever, or Italian seasoning. It's up to you. Okay? So after I add the seasoning here, I mix everything together again. All right? So for the onion, garlic, and parsley, we have to process it in the food processor to make it nice and smooth, like a puree type mixture. So it will mix very well with the kibbeh mixture. So you put all the onions here and the garlic. Okay. And we add the parsley. Okay. And we pulse everything together until it's nice and smooth. Okay. So we pulse the mixture until it comes like that, nice and smooth. Okay. So I add the garlic, onion, parsley mixture to the kibbeh, and then I mix it all together pretty well. Okay. So now I mix the garlic onion mixture with the kibbeh real good like that. That gives it a nice flavor, you know. You don't have to add the parsley, but I like parsley. Okay. So here, as you can see, I mixed everything well together. Okay. Okay, so now after I season and mix all the kibbeh together, now I have to process it in the food processor to make it more smoother, and that will help me put the kibbeh together. And so you do it in batches if you have a lot of meat. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you see, you make the kibbeh until the kibbeh turns a couple of times on itself in the processor, and then you get that kind of consistency. See, beautiful. All right. So you can see the consistency, like after we process it in the processor like that, and the meat here. See. There's a big difference. This is nice and smooth and easy to spread. This is mine, still chunky, but that's the consistency you want. Okay? Here we are. So our kibbeh mixture is ready and our stuffing is ready. And let's put the kibbeh together. But before we do that, I like to try to cook a little piece of kibbeh to see if I need to adjust the seasoning. Okay? So what I do is I take a small portion of the kibbeh and I make it like a hamburger type shape like that. And I will put it in the pan here. So I cook it on both sides, okay? So this is my test piece here. As you can see, it's ready for me to try it, okay? It turns brownish on both sides, okay? So now I'm gonna assemble the kibbeh together. So here I have a tray. I put some olive oil in the bottom. So I'll grease the bottom of the tray like that, and on the sides like this. Okay. So here I divided the kibbeh that goes into that tray into two parts. One goes up and one goes down. So I put the bottom layer first, okay? So here I am, I put the first layer down and I spread it evenly across the bottom of the tray. So you have to cover all the trays. So you work yourself with the mixture to cover it all, okay? So here, as you can see, the bottom is pretty even here. And if you have a sticky hands, you have a little water on the side like that. You water your hand and you smooth your kibbeh like that, okay? Okay, now I will add the hashwi, the stuffing, in the middle of the two layers, like this. You make it even, okay? So as you can see here, you make an even layer. You don't want to overdo it, just enough, okay? So now after I put the hashwi, the stuffing, on top of the bottom layer, now I have to work myself to add the top layer, okay? For the top layer, so I wet my hands like that, and then I take a bunch of the kibbeh mixture like this, and I put it in the middle like this. I work myself here, and then I fill the tray, because you cannot spread it because you don't want to disturb the stuffing in the middle, okay? Okay, on the top layer, as you can see, I make like patties, and I work myself and I fill the top layer like that. Okay, so now as you can see, I covered the top layer. So I put little water on my hand and I will smooth it down, make it all even, as you can see. Okay, so as you can see here, everything is even and smooth. Now I'll add some olive oil on the top, and I spread it around all over evenly, okay? So now I have my knife. I wet the tip of the knife because I want to divide these into portions. So in this case here, we're gonna do half. So you cut deep, like you go like half all the way across like that, and then you do half like that, and then half like that, and then half like that, okay? And then what you do is you score it, every square like that. Okay, so you keep scoring the kibbeh. You go deeper, like not all the way down, but to the you cut through the first layer of the kibbeh like that, and so you continue scoring it, okay? As you can see, everything is nice and scored, and the reason we score it, so it will cook evenly and through. So I always make a little hole in the middle here. My mother taught me how to do that, okay? Okay, now we're gonna bake our kibbeh trays on a 350 convection oven in the middle rack. Okay, and we will cook this for about 40 minutes. Here we are. After 35 minutes, our kibbeh trays are ready and they look delicious. Okay, guys, here it is, our beautiful kibbeh. I hope you guys try this recipe and let me know. Enjoy!